Okay, so here we are. We are going to be working on upcycling a Gucci bag. So I'm gonna wait for just a few minutes to get a couple people in. So I took this bag and I took it apart. So one of my students that I had about 3 years ago, she has been seeing my work on my Facebook page and my Instagram. And then she reached out to me and said she had an old Gucci bag that's been sitting in her closet for years and she wants to repurpose it into something, a new bag that she actually likes. So it's a style bag that she actually likes. And so this is the bag, her well, already taken apart. Okay, so this is the old Gucci bag. It was like an old, like, I don't know what to say. It was like a hobo style, so if I can kind of give you guys an idea. It was a hobo style type of bag, and I have a lot of real estate to work with. And one of the things that she had asked that I do is to reuse the authentic Gucci registered mark zip, like the zipper overlay type of thing. Can you guys see? It's authentic. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just going to be cutting it out. Today's going to be just a cutting video. There's no sewing today. Hopefully next week when I get back from Sew Magical Expo is when I will sewing the bag. So let you guys, today is only cutting, but at least it's giving you guys information about if you have a bag that you want to repurpose, you can do that. I see that I missed a couple of here. So down here, there's a seam with like elastic in it, and I just need to take that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a blade and replace my blade. This one's pretty dull. I've been using it for now, so I'm gonna get a new one. Just like that. I like the screw-on kind better. I have another kind that's like you flip it on and then you push it in between things, and I don't like that one because I'm afraid I'm gonna cut myself with that one. So I like this one better. The other one's prettier because it's rainbow, but this one I feel like I'm gonna be safer with it. All right, there we go. Put that in the trash. All right, so I'm just gonna go through here and I'm gonna just separate the layers really fast just to kind of cut anything that needs to be taken out. The idea is to make this as flat as possible so that way when I go to cut the pattern out of it, I'm gonna be able to use as much of the real estate as I can. I know, I was very excited when she came to me and was like, can you upcycle this for me? She's like, I love your work. I love what you've been doing. She's like, I took classes with you. I was like, yeah, I remember you. So she's like, yeah. So I really want you to do this for me. I was like, okay. Let's just kind of get in here and kind of. The reason my blades get so dull so fast is because there's a lot of glue in here. So they used a lot of glue with this bag. I'm just gonna keep moving along. If you guys have any questions or anything like that along the way, just shout it out. I'm just taking off there's little pieces of elastic that keeps it kind of scrunched up. All right, almost there. Just want to take all those little pieces of elastic. Like I said, I really want to make sure that this lays flat so I can get as many pattern pieces out of it. And then she asked that I make whatever I had left over. She wants me to make a Triskel wallet with it, and that's by Sonar Patterns. And that'll be a separate cutting video as well, and a separate sewing video. So I've got plenty of videos lined up for the next couple of weeks for you guys to see what I'm doing. And I've got my iron on so that I can press this off once I get everything off. So see, the rest of it just comes right on off because I had already seam ripped it. I just hadn't taken off all of the elastic, the little big pieces down here. So this is all, this discoloration you're seeing here, this is just what's it called? Rubber cement or some type of a glue that they used to keep everything together. It's common practice with leather. Now this is not a leather, this is like almost like an upholstery weight type of fabric that has their brand woven into it. Okay, so that's one piece. Okay, and then we have this second piece. So we have two large pieces. She gave us a lot to work with this bag. She's like, I didn't like the style anymore. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, that one came away pretty easily. And then down here, the elastic. We just have a couple of parts that have the elastic still in it. So I'll show you where this comes in handy. Once I get a good amount to kind of like hold on to, you don't have it yet. All right, now that I got a good amount to hang on to, I could literally just go like this and just cut the thread. How do you guys like my new setup? Is it good? All right, now. So if any of you guys have been to my studio before, like what at the sewing room, I'm in my office, and I pretty much have made 3/4 of it completely my like studio space, not just for filming, but also for me to do all of my production work and things like that, all of my commissions. I could just sit down and do it here. So I'm trying to get all of my bag making things and stuff inside this one space, or at least out of the way in the other room, so when I need to go get something that's rare, that I'm not disturbing classes as they're taking place, because we are going to start doing a lot more daytime classes, and during the daytime I don't want to mess anybody up. Okay, almost there. Just gotta pull more little pieces through here. All right, all the elastic and everything is off of this now. So now I'm gonna take this piece and put it aside. And look, they use double-sided tape. See that? They use double-sided tape when they do their stuff. That right there. All right. Take all this and put it in the trash. Okay, let's keep moving. I'm gonna just steam this down just a little bit, and I'll be right back. The only thing I don't have next to you guys is the iron. I'm just using a lot of steam, and I'm steaming it from the back side, not the front. I don't want to damage the front of the... Okay, here we go. Look how big that is. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous, that's gorgeous, that's gorgeous. All right, let me get the next piece. This other piece has a lot more glue to it, so I'm making sure not to... I'm using a Teflon sheet over it as well, just because I don't want to mess up my iron. And there we go. So now another piece. Wham. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Look at that. It's so pretty. All right. So let's start getting some pattern pieces. Okay. So I know for the Trisco wallet, I'm going to need a big chunk for the back piece. So I'm going to try to get as many pieces out of one piece as I can, and then work my way around the second piece. As a backup, I also have some really nice leather that I could use as some accent pieces to really just put the whole bag together. So this is going to be like a whole design process. Here you guys are going to see me doing. All right. So I have leather. I've got this bag. All right. Let's get some pattern pieces. So some of these are on the fold, and this is a lining piece. I'm going to set this piece aside because we don't need any lining pieces. The pattern also comes with additional measurements for cutting for handle connectors, handle, interior zipper pocket, zipper end tabs. So I think a lot of those things, with the connectors and so on, I think I'm going to do that with the leather. So I'm not going to do that with that. So I'm just going to put that to the side. This is the back center panel. This is the small center panel. This is the front top panel. So there's a zipper that gets done with this bag, but we're not doing the zipper portion. We're doing it so it's all one piece. So this is like our panel pieces, pretty much what we're gonna do. This is a piece for a stabilizer, so we'll put that aside. I'll be using Peltex as well as Decaville Light to keep everything together. This is we'll need this out of lining, and I think for this I'm going to be using the leather at the bottom of the bag so it doesn't get as dirty and things like that. So I'm going to be using the leather for the bottom of the bag on that. And then this is the lining piece, so we can set this aside because the lining is outside. So really all we need are these pieces on the fold. Now I'm trying to decide because I know she had a zipper with this, but I don't know if I want to use that for an exterior zipper or an interior zipper, because this was kind of like, I know, it was like, this was the bag, this was just the lining. The lining I kept intact. Look how big that was. Like ginormous that bag was. Enormous. So let me go in here and see what I can find. See these side pieces? And this is leather. So I can use these as well for some of the accent pieces or tabs or anything else like that. It also came with this guy here. I don't know how I can incorporate that, but I would love to try to see if I can incorporate this somewhere like on the side. But we'll have to see how it goes because look at that ring. Oh, they're pretty. And this is like a side piece at the bottom where everything kind of ruched together. That was another piece. So the bottom corner pieces had these accent pieces. Okay, and then this is like a little tag that says Gucci on it. And it has a serial number and everything is actually like what number it was and everything. It's really cool. I like to keep everything inside the lining. So let's see here. So we have this zipper here. that we can repurpose, but it's metal. So the only problem with that is I don't have, I kind of do, those little clipper things to break it off and everything. And you just have to be very careful when you're sewing past the zipper portion. So we'll see, because I may be able to repurpose this to be the zipper on the outside and then just use one of my zippers for something on the inside. Okay, and then this is the pocket piece. So I'll be using the lining pieces here as much as possible for the lining pieces for this bag as well. I'm trying to repurpose as much as possible with this bag. So these are all extra, like this was piping, right? I don't think I'm able to use the piping because it's a pretty rough shape. The piping has been pretty rough shape. There might be portions of it that might be large enough for me to be able to use, but I'm not sure yet. So that's gonna be something we'll look into later. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put these guys back. See if we can incorporate some of that into the bag. Okay. Whew, my nose is itchy. All right, let's see what we can get out of this one. So this is the back panel and this is the front panel that will have a zipper. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So that's why I'm like, I love that she picked this bag because it's not too many pieces, but it's enough to really make a statement. I think no, there's like a side piece. Stabilizer, pocket, lining. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any pieces because I don't want to cut it and then be like, oh yeah. I don't think so. Oh, look at me trying to put that in there. We don't have the instructions printed off here, so let me look it up real fast. Like I said, I don't want to cut this up and then think I have extra and then I don't. So let's look up the pattern. Small side panel. Yeah. Let's see if it's in here and I just didn't. Here it is. It's printing. So the reason I'm not going ahead and just start chopping things up right now is I really want to make sure that I can get as much as I can out of one piece, and I like to audition it out on the fabric before I cut out anything, just to make sure I have everything. This is one of the 2 pieces that I have available to use, so I can do that. piece goes together like so. I think this is the last of the pattern pieces that we have to cut from the exterior of the fabric. Next, I'll have to do the bottom from the leather. There we go. Can't use that, can't use that, can't use that. Okay, so these are all the pieces for the exterior, with the exception of the bottom of the bag. So it says to cut 2 exteriors. I cut 2 exteriors on that. So this is the small center bottom piece. This is the front top center piece. It says to cut 2 exterior, 1 exterior and then 1 mirrored. So 2. And then here it's cut 1 exterior and 1 mirrored exterior. That's what we have there. Okay, for our small side panels, this is 2 exterior and then 2 exterior mirrored. So those 2 and those 2. So we've got those pattern pieces cut. Now we are going to work with our leather to get our bottom piece. So this is a piece of leather that I picked up at Tandy Leather with my friend Shanova when she was in town for our sewing retreat. And we had so much fun, guys. We really did. I'm gonna see if I can get this like right from in here. So with leather, you're really trying to use up every square little inch you can possibly use. That's the secret with leather. You really want to make sure that you're using every little tiny piece of it. So with leather, I just don't want it moving on me, and this is something that I've learned along the way. It's just taking a couple pieces of washi tape and then just taking a piece, and I'll come back and trace that in, but at least this way it doesn't move on me. Okay. And let's see here. Stop that bullet mark. I'm gonna use my Tandy leather pen. I'm gonna see if it shows up. Yeah, it shows up. Maybe not so much for you guys, but it shows up for me, and I'll make it closer for you guys to see. A lot of times I'm going to kind of look at it and make sure that the bottom of the bag, I'm sorry, that the back side of the leather looks okay. All right, so let's see if you guys can see that. You can kind of see that, right? So I have it so we can cut it out. All right, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this out. I have a pair of, this is probably gonna kill Jeanette because I'm doing it this way, but I have to so that I can actually get to it. But you know, you can't really use any of that anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and get to cutting. That there, over here. Okay. Okay, so there's the leather piece, and I've already done my markings for my centerpiece, the center marks that the pattern had you mark out. So centers for all of it. That looks so pretty. So what I'm going to do later is I'm going to just skive this down a little bit more. It's a pretty thin leather, but you have to think about it when it's doubled over, right? So I'm going to skive it down just a little bit, not too much more, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to transfer my marks to the other side. Since I skived this side, this is going to be gone. All right, and then that's going to be all for today's video because everything else is just out of either the lining or that's it really. So everything that I was going to do from the Gucci bag is done. The Triskel will be a different video that we do. Okay, so I made those marks. Even if you don't have a Tandy leather pen, you can do it. You just make sure you just mark in within the seam allowance just to make sure. So that looks good. There we go. And then out of this, I'm sure I can get the cut piece for the zipper tab. I might be able to. Let's see. Because it's a leather, I don't have to fold it over. So, because it's a leather, I don't have to fold it over. So that's the thing, is a zipper end tab. But I might just end up using hardware on there because it just will elevate everything if I use a really nice thing. So, choices. Because I do have 3 inches there. 1, 2, 3. And 1/2. Oh, let's go for it. There we go. We got that little zipper tab right there. I'll skive that as well just to make sure it's nice and thin. And then that is it, guys. That's the bag cut out except for the lining, which is pretty much the same pieces, just out of lining fabric. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this cutting video. Next week when I get back in from Sew Magical Expo that's happening in Orlando, I will do the sewing video of this, and then you guys can see me put it all together. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Bye, guys. All right, guys, I will see you guys next week.